Hello and welcome to Mandarins. My name is Melody and this is episode 23. I'm recording today from my parents' place in France because I'm spending the holidays um, with my family. And today I have a little co host. Um, her name is Lily. Her name is Liz, but I call her Lily because it's more cute. She's still a baby. She's a Westie. She's 7 months old, and she's the cutest thing ever, right? Hmm? And she loves yarn, so I thought um, she could be a part of this knitting podcast. Um, I have all of my skins right here, and she's staring at them. She's been playing with my yarn in the past because I have a bit of yarn leftovers in a jar somewhere in my room, and she's always trying to get some thread and play with it. So yeah, she must have been a knitter in a past life. Hmm? So yeah, I arrived a week ago. Actually, I can't believe it's been a week since I arrived, and we did so many things. Um, we're constantly busy doing things with family and just buying Christmas presents and just enjoying ourselves. So yeah, very very busy, and I really can't believe that it's been a week and we are actually leaving on the 29th of December. So time passes really really fast, and it's a bit of a shame because I've been really expecting this time to come, this vacation with my family. I only come back to France twice a year, so um, yeah. So since I arrived, I've been working on a couple of things. So I'm going to show you my works in progress. I have two at the moment, um, and I went to a couple of yarn shops in Paris and I treated myself. So I will show you the yarn that I bought a bit right after. So for works in progress, I'm currently working with um, two skins of the fiber company Acadia, uh, which is a blend of um, 60% merino wool, 20% baby alpaca, 20% and 20% silk. And that's a DK weight yarn. And that's the Thistle colorway, which is a deep purple with, I don't know if you can see, but it has some pink in there. And so that's the second skin. And I'm working on a hat for my mom for Christmas. So Christmas is in 2 days, literally, and I'm not done with the hat. So this is my work in progress. And I'm doing the Press Sleeves hat by Alana Dakos, which is a hat that I knit in the past. It's a hat that I knit in the past, and I just love it. I wear it constantly. And my mom's a red hair, so I thought that this colorway could be really, really good on her. So this is how it looks. It features twisted stitches and cables that create beautiful leaves, and it's a beret style. So I still have some work to do. They left this afternoon to go and spend time together. So I told them that I wanted to stay at home and knit. So I have to try to finish it today because tomorrow is going to be another busy day. We are planning to go back to Paris for the whole day, so I won't have time to knit on that. And if I finish it tonight, it means that I will be able to block it, which could be great. So yeah, I'm working on that. At the moment, it's taking me a lot of concentration because you have to pay attention to the cables and things like that when you create the leaves. And I'm making a lot of mistakes, even though that's a pattern that I've knit in the past. I'm making a lot of mistakes, so I have to go back and fix the mistakes for the pattern to work. So yeah. And my second work in progress is actually something that I cast on in the plane. I said on Instagram that I actually was about to cast on a pair of Agatha socks by Claire from the New Hampshire podcast, but I think we took out at 7 in the morning, 7:30. So we woke up at 4 in the morning. We woke up at 4 in the morning, so I was a bit tired in the plane. So I just wanted to work on something that I wouldn't have to think of too much. Not that a pair of socks, is too complicated, especially the cast on and things like that. But it just, yeah, I think I was just tired and wanted to work on something that I knew I would make a lot of progress on. So I actually cast on a pair of Woodland Tales mittens for myself. So it's very exciting. So this is, I think in the previous podcast I've shown you the yarn, the skins. It's Cottage Craft. This is yarn that comes from this Canadian mill. So this is a worsted weight yarn, and that is the copper colorway. It's absolutely beautiful. I don't know if it's 3D, but I think it is. It has some orange and pinks and light reds and whites. It's really, really beautiful. And this is my work in progress so far. So that's a worsted weight yarn. I created the pattern in DK, and I think on a 3, maybe 4 millimeters or 375 millimeter needles, and these are 3.5 millimeters. I think I went down a needle size because the yarn is thicker. So this is how it looks. I've tried them on and they are a bit tight, but I think that's because I'm knitting on wooden needles, which are not my favorite type of needles. I usually prefer to work with metal needles. But I'm not worried. I know that blocking will help a lot. I don't have them here, but I actually use mitten blockers, so then they stretch a lot, and then you're able to see the lace section really well. So I'm not so worried about them, and I'm not really rushing to finishing them because it's 15 degrees here in France, which is ridiculous because we should have not negative temperatures, but close to 0, I guess. And I wore my my coat only once since I arrived, and honestly, I could just go out with my big fisherman sweater and I would be totally fine, which I did a couple of days actually. So yeah, these are my 2 works in progress at the moment. And as I said before, I'm not rushing on the mittens at all because I need the hat to be done ASAP. So as soon as I finish recording, I'm going to make myself more tea and knit on that. Yeah. Wanna come? You wanna come? Viens. 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 Yes. She's staring at me. She doesn't really understand what I'm doing. She thinks that I'm probably talking to myself. So I think the second day I arrived, or the third day, I don't remember, we went to Paris and I I bought some yarn. I went to L'Oisiveté and La Bien-Aimée, which are two yarn shops in Paris, and I found a skein of, do you know, Fiber Arts Buffy, which is a superwash wool. I don't work with superwash yarn at all. It's not something that I enjoy. I prefer natural yarns. But if you know this yarn company, they are not in business anymore, which means that this yarn is discontinued. And I don't know if the lady that was running Juno Fiber Arts will ever start dyeing yarn again. And when I started knitting, I remember the colorways that she was making and the yarn that she was producing, and I think she was the very first indie dyer that I followed. So I don't know. I feel like this yarn is very special, and if by any chance the sock, the Agatha sock, is something that I enjoy knitting, I'm not really, I don't really like knitting socks, but that could change in the future. I could always use this for a very special pair of socks, and for washing it, superwash is a bit better. So yeah, and I love the colorway. It's 100% superwash, blue face Lister. Then I got a skein of the Fiber Company Cumbria, which is their new base, and that's a blend of brown Masham wool, merino, and mohair, and it's very luxurious. You can see the fluff a bit here, and that's probably, did I say mohair? Yeah, that's probably mohair, and it's very squishy and very soft at the same time, and I feel that this yarn is extremely versatile. It could be a beautiful shawl, it could make an amazing cardigan, you know, the ones that you don't have to close with buttons, or even a sweater, the boxy sweater or something like that. That would be beautiful. And yeah, it was difficult for me to choose a color because I think La Bien-Aimée carried all the colorways. But I thought, hey, I don't have that much gray in my stash, and that's something that I could use for a lot of things, I guess. And I don't even know the weight. 236 yards, so that's DK, I guess. Yeah, beautiful. And then I got this one in L'Oisiveté, no, in La Bien-Aimée as well. And that's Titus Yorkstone from Baramu. That's 70% of British wool and 30% of UK alpaca. So can see the fluff once more from the alpaca, and that would make a beautiful, beautiful shawl for sure. And that's 320 meters for 100 grams. That's close to a sport weight, I think. It's beautiful. So I'm really pleased with my purchases. I think they go well. They go so well together, even though I won't use them together. But I don't know. I was really happy. I was really pleased when I bought them. So yeah. This is going to be a rather short podcast because I last recorded not such a long time ago, and I have some finished objects, but I cannot show them to you yet because they are gifts for Christmas. And um, there's one gift that I sent already, and there's another pattern that I finished that I will be able to show you a bit later. So, yeah. I also wanted to show you um, some things that I bought the other day in one of my favorite shop, which is called Muji. It's a Japanese brand, and they sell all kinds of things from kitchenware to stationery to clothes. And I just love um, everything that they make. I bought two little notebooks like this. Um, so I can, for example, I don't know if you can see, it has tiny dots and just plain white thick paper. And I think I'm going to use this one for inspiration for patterns and things like that. And then I got this little one that is kind of the same but with thinner paper, and it's just white, simple. I'm obsessed with these, and we're planning to go back tomorrow, so. I also bought, I actually bought that a couple of months ago, but I sent it to my parents because we have awful customs fees in Latvia. We don't have them in France for some reason, so I don't really know how it works. But for example, I think in Latvia we are charged 21% of our purchases. So, you know, when you pay the shipping, that is quite expensive already, plus the price of the product, and then when you actually get your product, you still have to pay custom fees for whichever reason. Um, that can be really expensive. So I decided to send it to my parents, and that's a planner for 2016. It's the Get to Work book from oh my goodness. Elise Blaha. She has a podcast, and she has a blog, and she does a lot of beautiful things. And I think this planner is her last venture, and I really wanted to have a good planner for 2016, so I bought this one. It's just a simple planner, but it helps to schedule my day and things like that. So yeah, really excited to start working with this in 2016, which is coming in a week and a half or so. And then there's something else that I sent to my parents for custom fees reasons once more. In November, I started working on this little pattern, which is my Art Deco hat, and I just decided to create some printed versions of the pattern. So this is how it looks. That's the back of the hat, obviously, and then you have pictures and of course instructions and another picture and the charts. So this is how it looks, and I just decided to make them available in prints because I love working from books and from actual patterns rather than following something on the computer or even just printing the pattern. I love to have actual patterns between my hands. I don't know. That's just a thing. And yeah, so I've been working on printing these out, and I will make them available in the shop when I will be back to Latvia. Um, yeah, I just love the way they turned out, and I love the size as well. It's not really practical to put in your bag if you were, you know, if you want to go, if you want to commute or things like that, to put in your handbag. That's a bit big, but I just thought like it's nice for working from home, and have an actual pattern, a cup of tea, and just enjoy the process. So yeah, I have a couple of copies. I don't have much, really. So yeah. And I think that's it for this week. Yeah, I think that's it. I just wanted to record a really short episode to show you um, things that I bought and things that I did recently. And yeah, tomorrow we are going to spend the day in Paris again, and then the day after tomorrow we are going to spend Christmas Day in the countryside in my cousins, and then we are going to spend more time in the countryside with my other cousins. So yeah, really excited for that. But I'm also trying to enjoy my days, just doing random things with my parents, and just enjoy the time that I have with them as much as I can. So Liz is sleeping. I'm going to grab her, so you can say goodbye to her. Yeah, tu viens. She was sleeping. She's sleeping. You sleepy? So yeah, I wish you Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and yeah, I will record a new podcast next year. Bye bye.